Hi, this is Wes from W Farmstead. So what we're doing today is we've got the Grasshopper 400D up front, and then we got the Grasshopper 725D here. Okay, Grasshopper came out with this is a model number 503481. What it is it's a new ROPS Trimmer Rack. So what it does is it attaches just like your jungle gyms and trying to think of the other one. Can't think of the other one right off. You know, I'm an old man, I forget stuff. So, but kind of like jungle gyms and stuff. So it attaches onto the ROPS and you can put a trimmer on it. So, so we've got one for this 721 and we got one to go on the 400. So, the fly's sitting there flying all around me. Did you see that? He's just sitting there going, doof, 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 doof. How many laps he can do. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to jump into this and we're going to put them on both machines. It's the same part number for both machine. And of course it's ROPS added. So, you know, you could get this and actually put it on another mower if you had a ROPS, you know, could possibly fit on it. These were the additive. It was $115 from your Grasshopper dealer for it. Really inexpensive, but this one, from what I saw, is really well made. Grasshopper generally overmakes everything they do. So, but that's what we're going to get into. We'll open it up here in a few minutes, and we'll get to work on one of them, and then we'll show one of them being done. That way you can see what I do to put it together. Now, granted, it may not be the right way, but hopefully we'll get her done and be a little bit of entertainment in the precursor to it, or during it and after it. So, okay. So, all right. Well, let's get going. Hi, this is Wes from W Farmstead. So, we've mentioned in an earlier video that we have the ROPS Trimmer Racks that mount on our new Grasshoppers, the 325D and the 400D. And the thing that's nice about them is they, of course, hook to the ROPS, but they're really well made. I went on ahead and put one of them on so I don't look like too much of a dummy when I put these on. But they're actually pretty easy, but you know, there's of course some moments you're sitting there scratching your head always. But okay, so here is the part number. Okay, it's 503481 is the Grasshopper part number. All right. Let me show you over here. We already mounted it on the 400D. So Tanya has a FSA 80 electric battery powered weed eater still. And you can see right here, we've got it mounted. It's really heavy construction. Looks like it's about 3/16 steel, right around if you look. But you can see how it goes on with the U-bolts. And then you can tilt those because you can see the different points in there. And then you can see the different elevations. You can tilt this up and down. And if Tanya scoots back over here, it's the same thing on this side. So you have different places where you can set your different angles and how you need to do it. Well, with this one, the one thing that I learned is every weed eater is different. You have to set it up for the weed eater that you're going to carry, basically, or the series. Like Shindawas will be certain, you know, their handles and everything are all built in a certain way. Same with still. But you can see with the still right here that you have your connection here, you have your connection here, and we've got it so it comes right out here. So it's basically almost over the front wheel right here. So what that's going to do is while Tanya's driving, she'll be able to see this and see what's going on and make sure she doesn't hit anything and peel the, you know, and bend the shaft or anything on this. Now on the back, it stays as you can see, it stays within the tire. So it stays within the width of the tire, and it looks great. Tanya's excited about it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through installing this one. Now remember, this is the way I install it. It's not exactly probably, it may not be the right way, but it's the way I did it. Yeah, it works for us. You do it your way. You do you is the best way to put it. Okay, so come back over here, and then here's the box. We're going to go on and open this box up. And yeah, they have the old staples in them, so be careful. Those things will scratch the fire out of you. Okay, so you can pretty much see everything the way everything's in there. When it comes, I was surprised when I pulled this out. This is the mechanism, okay? So that's the mechanism that you take and you put up. The one thing that I did was I went on and loosened it so I could move it around a little bit. And then next thing we have is this. If we come over here again, you can see this is the piece that goes right here. So I mounted it right here and with these holes. So you can see these holes right there, right down there, and right here, and then right there. Okay, I put the center one in, then I spun it the way that I wanted it, and then held it down. And then, so I did it on this one. So you got further adjustments. You can, this one's all the way forward, so you can go back and take it back so it will be something like that. Or you can go to right here, or you can go even with it right in here. Okay, it's pretty cool the way it works. It's pretty neat. So the one that I'm going to be using on here, the weed eater, is a Shindawa M 2510 is what it is. So this is the weed eater that I'm going to have on here. Tanya's got an electric one because she has a little bit harder time starting the gas trimmers, and I don't have a problem with it. So, and we're not mowing anything that's very huge anyways. So we got our bracket. Missed the garbage can, you notice that one. And then we got our bolts. So all the bolts and everything, you'll have to be careful because the bolts are different sizes, bolts and nuts. What I usually like to do is I'll throw stuff down in here, and then what I'll do is try to separate them out. Okay. So the bigger, you've got a little bit bigger ones. They go on to that. I'm looking at the bigger nuts. So I'm just putting them on here so that I have them. So they're already there. Now then you got different sizes of nuts or bolts here. Of course, you got to have a slot. You know, they couldn't do something different. But so I'll take and put all these slots over here. All right. And then of course you've got these right here. We got those right there. And then of course our instructions sheet. So of course I got your instruction sheet. Okay. Something that Grasshopper is always known for is they always give you breakdowns on all your parts. And then they give you a part number and how many parts are there for it. Okay. And man, it's cool out and I'm sitting here sweating to death. All right. So here's all the little tools that I got together for our little venture from the other day. So I don't remember what's what. That goes there. That one sure doesn't go there. This one goes here. Okay, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen these up a little bit because they are on there tight and you can't adjust that at all at the moment. So, okay. Okay. So hopefully, yeah, see, I can move them around. It's still a little bit tight, but I can move it around a little bit. Maybe. There we go. All right. So I got all these. That's for that most inopportune one that you drop, one of the long magnetic things. And of course, screwdriver. All right. So, and the light is for searching for those most inopportune ones that drop. Yes, it happened. Okay. I don't know if I want to, yeah, I guess I can. It's not too bad. Okay, now in the instructions, first thing that you have to do is you have to attach this to the ROPS. So, okay, so I've got the bracket over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on ahead. It says to mount the bracket first to the ROPS. Okay, so we got our two clamps. We just, fun part about these is these clamps are tight to the ROPS. Well, I can tell you this, I'm thankful this thing caught on that gas cap. That thing would have came down, this whole thing, and it's pretty heavy.
Gotta hurt your toes.
It would have hurt my foot big time. Yeah, I'm in sandals.
Work sandals.
Yeah, but they're work sandals. Okay. So I'm just getting it mounted on there and of course putting the nuts on. You guys know how to do that. Okay. Now, before I forget, I want to see which one. Okay. So that's a 1/2 inch wrench. So I'll be using that here in a minute. Let's go on ahead and put this through. Okay, so I guess if you look up here, I ended up not wanting to put it up here because of the wiring for the fan and because of the top here. Okay, so I figure it's better to keep it down lower. So I put it down below. That way it keeps it down lower on this plane. The only thing that I know of that I will have problems with this, I'll have to make sure that I don't have the trimmer in there or you know, on here, is when I use the power fold deck, when I fold up the deck. The other thing I'm probably going to do is that one over there on the 400, I moved it forward. Okay, Tanya tends not to, with that one, doesn't push up underneath things. This one I do. I push the front deck up underneath, so I'll probably pull the trimmer back farther so it'll sit back here into the back, this way a little bit more, so that there's not so much up here, so that if I push the deck up underneath to get underneath bushes and stuff like that, I don't have a chance of bending my shaft on the trimmer. Okay, Hopefully I made sense with that. I don't know if I did or not. Sometimes I'll tell you. But that's all right. Okay. So I'm going to pull out this pin because it makes it a little bit easier to get into. Okay. All right. Still kind of hard to get into, but definitely want to get it good and snug. Okay, so that's up in there. So if Tanya spins up around here, you can tell I've got it on there real good, because you can see this one has come up against the ROPS and this one's out. So, but I know a majority of you know that, so I'm just showing you what I'm doing. And before I forget, really. Oh, there we go. We'll lift that puppy up a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is I've got to figure out where I'm going to adjust this. I'm probably coming down about the same as what Tanya's is. So I'm coming down. So I put the screw through there. And it's got several adjustments, and you take and you put that screw through. And then you've got the nut that goes on the back. So I'm not really going to have to hold this too much. This is one of those nuts. If you take a look on the back, they've got the anti-slip on them so that they try not to come off. It kind of bites into the steel a little bit. So, all right. Matter of fact, I didn't even need that at all. Put that right there. Okay, so that one's tight. Okay. There we go. Good and snug. So this part up here is not going to move. Now the fun one we've got to get to is getting these. And I'm going to grab a rubber mallet. Uh-oh, that didn't go. Okay. There we go. It's kind of a little bit fun to get in there. But once it goes in, it's easy. Okay. So I get that one on the back. This one on the back. 7/16. So okay, yeah, so that's on there tight. All right, now what I did the last time when I did this is I put it, if you can look here on the side, Tanya can come around. I took the bolt, stuck it through here, and that's where I mounted it on hers. Because I want to keep the front from being that far down and be more back. So that gives me what, about 4 or 5 inches maybe. I'm going to go on and mount it back here and see how it does. So we take and put this bolt through. And put the nut on the back of it. Okay, so what I'm doing now is this can move freely and everything. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find where I'm going to put for this weed eater. Okay. So, okay. So that goes right in there. This goes right here. Well, shoot. That's basically perfect right in there. So I can still get up in there, and I'm able to watch when I'm sitting here in the cab. I'm able to watch. So what I need to do is I need to find out. I'm thinking that's good because I've got the deck all the way up right now. So if I do this, if I do that, I think I can put this right in here like that. See, what I've got to line up now is I've got all the holes. So I got this hole right here, this one right there. So I'm going to take this off. I know I can tell by what I was looking at where that goes. Okay. So believe it or not, that Sandawa right there fits into this a little bit better than the other. But see, what I was looking at is I was going through the hole and I was having it was hitting right about there. So I can put a nut through there. Okay. So I ended up putting the wrong kind of nut on the back of this. I forgot. This one needs to be a lock nut on the back of this one. So, and of course, I can't remember which one that is. I think that one's a 3/8, but let me tighten it down a little bit. Oh, made a liar out of me. 7/16. Okay. The face on it's 3/8. This nut happens to be a 7/16. So okay, I didn't tighten it down. I'm going to tighten it down just a hair. So it gets a little bit of resistance when I turn. I want to go on and check that again. So I'm going to take and put the weed eater back in. Okay. All right. So there we go. Weed eater's in. Yeah, that looks like it angles down a lot. That's going to rotate up and down.
Put your bolt in to hold it.
Well, I'm kind of, that's too much. I don't want it up because then I could hit something. Down here it's kind of protected. Okay, well I think that'll probably be it right there. So I can put one in. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. That's for sure. Hold on a minute. Okay. I just got that there. It's not snug.
Hold it.
On. I see something. Yeah, I'm kind of cheating. I'll tighten this down. I'll just tighten these right here down in just a minute. I just want to be sure that that's comes out. That's right there. This is back far. It's not as far up. It is kind of protected a little bit, and it's down near the deck. So it's kind of getting a little bit of protection from the front. Okay. Let's go on ahead and let's, I don't think. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the unfortunate drops that we keep talking about. It's like that right there. Okay. That's too big. That. Things are magnetic and they keep sticking to this. This is 7/16. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So I got 2 of them in. Now I've got to put the others in. Sometimes rather than forcing something through a hole, you just kind of spin it and it'll pull itself right in. Right like that. One there. And one right there. So if you can take a look, Tanya can come over here. There was a hole right there that I put in, and we've got a hole right in there I'm going to put in. But you can see the way the pattern is. It's so you can multiply adjust this in a lot of ways. So that one fit right in there. So go on ahead and get that one on. Let's go on and get this one on. Okay. That should do just fine. Look at that. Man, that is on there really tight. Look at how that is. You can see. So, we didn't have any misfortunate things. On that one, when we did it, we dropped all kinds of, we dropped bolts into the, everything else, into the engine frame and everything else, and we had fun with that. So, let's go on ahead and put this weed eater on here. So this is a Shindawa M 2510. So yes, it's an older model, and does have their C4 technology on it. So I can put that right there and that right there, and wow. So you can kind of spin it. If this comes up and hits, then you can always spin it a little bit if you want to, but I think it's going to be good because when I'm up here in the seat and I'm looking down this way, I'm going to be able to see that while I'm mowing and everything. So I think that's going to be great. I think it'll do a good job. So, see, it really wasn't too bad. I probably should tighten these up too in a hurry. Well, they're still pretty tight though because I had a hard time, and they've got a nylock nut on them. So they should be fine. But then again, I'll tell you, you know how that goes. Okay, that's there. There we go. All right. That's good. Tanya going ahead and pan over it all. So let me get all the tools out of here first. We'll let Tanya pan over it. I'm really surprised. It was rather easy to put on. You can come back here and get it from the back, and then how it looks from this side coming around. It's going to work great. As you can tell when you're up on here. So it's going to be right there. So there's the deck up. The only thing, like I said, is when you do a power fold, you're going to change the blades or anything, you got to be sure that this thing's not on here. For sure. But yeah, it looks like it does. It's going to do great. Like that. I can open up, not have any problems. I'm running like this. I can see exactly where it is at all times and what it's doing. And same thing if you come up here to Tanya's on this 400D. I gotta watch my head. She likes having hers. Her thing's slanted like a race car up here. So, but same thing for her is her deck going up and down. She can watch exactly what's going on with it. She never trims on this side. So same thing with me. I never trim on that side. And we always trim on this side. So when we get close to stuff on this side. So this will be perfect. It'll work great for her too. That way she can stop and get off and do stuff and everything. So, all right. So that's the new Grasshopper. Let me get the part number one more time for you. So that right there is Grasshopper's OEM trimmer rack. The number is 503481. And very easy, very well put together. Very well put together on this thing. Look at this. Thing works great. It does, you know, it's going to move right here with the rubber and stuff, but no, it does fantastic. That's extremely well put together right there. So it looks really good. All right, well, that's the new Grasshopper OEM trimmer on our 725D and 400D. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and you all take care and have a good one.